Shalom lekulam. And Shavua Tov. Welcome to our limud. Tov. It's our. I believe your Shabbat was good. Baruch Hashem from Batina Kadisha, land of Israel. We are well. It's a little bit cold, but Baruch Hashem, it's all well. It's our custom to study Halakha. Halachot. I keep on emphasizing that without knowing Halakha, it's very, very difficult to understand and to do the mitzvot. Mitzvot is the reason why we are here. We're placed in this world to do in order to repair the world, Tikkun Olam. Rabbi Ishai ended at Halakha Yud Dalet. We learn Halakha according to Ben Ish Chai. We still haven't to finish. But the Halachot according to Ben Ish Chai is arranged in accordance with the Parshiot of the Torah. We are still under Parasha Lech Lecha. Go for yourself, for your goodness. So I continue where Rabbi Ishai left off. Halakha Yud Hey. Maybe to refresh our mind, let me remind what these halachot are dealing with. These are the halachot that it deals with preparation for Shabbat. What to do and what not to do. What is required of you. So we continue. Halakha 15. A second for me. Halakha 15 reads as follows. Every Friday, after cutting one's nails, one should wash one's face, hands, and feet, preferably with soap. The Ketel Hamachut notes that one should not wash one's feet in the same water as one washed one's face and hands. But the water should be poured away, and the fresh water prepared for one's feet. One should also dry one's face and the hands before washing one's feet. And one should dry one's feet before putting on one's shoes. And one should dry oneself with a towel. And not to use one's clothes. Just a little bit, giving a little bit explanation here. Last week, I did pose a deliberate question. What does sanctify really mean? To make yourself holy. in the preparation of Shabbat. What does that really mean? I remember I did not give an answer, and I made this remark that Ariya Kadosh will answer us later on in subsequent halachot. This is one of the answers. Last week we have learned 3 phases in the preparation for Shabbat. Thought, deed, and the speech. Deed could also mean when exerting yourself, like the example that we're given, in sweating when you're preparing for Shabbat, or any preparation for Shabbat. You do things. Allah also said there, we have, on the previous halachot we have learned, that even if you have a servant, Allah required that you do it. The servant is there to help you out. Your servant is not the primary. You are commanded, the servant is not. So Allah requires you to do things and to be assisted wherever you require assistance or help. So cutting nails is it's an extension of the deed in order to sanctify yourself. Cut your nails every Friday. And there is a formula how to cut your nails. It's not just in a conventional way. You start wherever you start. There's a formula how to proceed. Much more you proceed on your left. That's where you start from. But it also depends. It all depends which finger you start with and which finger follows, because the 5 fingers of the left and or the right represent something very high. That's why I do not take this halachot and all the procedures or the process laid down by halacha, because it may cause chash v'shalom, it may be detrimental to your person, chash v'shalom, and to the world. Halakha here, just a second for me. Just want to get one thing. Sorry that I did not show this, but perhaps it's necessary that I send to you to understand. It speaks about nails, not the fingers. So, in other words, the anything that, like a nail, has got something that is related to that finger that represents something. Mamma mia.
Merci pour les gâteaux.
I was just reading this a few days ago. Okay, oh, Hashem. Bear with me. Be with you now. I will explain in a brief what it means or the implication thereof. The implication of the page is in the group now. As you can see, that is your hand, my hand, and you could see that every not a connection between a connection there is a bone, and each bone means something or represents something. Maybe I dare to say that these are the Sephirot. These are the Sephirot that you are familiar with. The Sephirot that Botzina Kadisha Rabbenim have been teaching. So in other words, and we know the Sephirot, they are not, as we always say, they are not physical. But this is the image that human can relate it to. And this is a representation of Havaya. So when I say there is a procedure how to follow when you cut your nails. You don't just convey like in a conventional way of choosing whatever finger you start. No, it has got a repercussion. For example, as I said, I started to be corrected, but that's how I know. That's how I perform. As you can see, I start with my left. Why left? Because this is the Geburah. This is the Geburah. Everything that results, all that is in the, we will see in our main limud. We will see it in our main limud. Everything that is on the left, meaning the left of the Sephirot, it's all Geburah. So now, when you cut, you start with this one. Many people put out the ring. And then you take this one, the pointing finger. Well, not the pointing, but... And then you go back. Start with this one, and then the index one, and then the last one. And you come to the right. This is the right. You know, right is a chasdim. It may represent a chasdim, 5 fingers. So then what you have done is on the left, the right one is the opposite. You cut your nails, and the Ari HaKadosh say, Ben Shchai, not the Ari HaKadosh, Ben Shchai says, you clean your hands, you clean your face, and then you clean your feet. And he went on to say, the water that you have used for your feet, do not use it when you wash your hands. What I have learned from my Rosh Yeshiva, Rabbi Pinchas, is that we do not start from the bottom going up. We start from up going down. In other words, you wash your face, you wash your hands, and then you wash your feet. By no means should you use the water that you have used to clean your feet, to wash it, to use it for anything. Ariakatoshi here says, use the soap to do that. It says you should dry your hand. You should dry your hand at any stage. You should dry before you go to the next step. You dry your hand before you go to the feet. You dry your hand. Dry your hand. As a matter of fact, Halacha dictated that it's not only because on Shabbat, or in preparation for Shabbat, it goes also to do with once you touch your feet, your shoes, once you touch your skull with your bare hand, Halacha requires you to clean your hand. It's not just a cleaning. You clean according to the Halacha. It's not just picking up and pick up not pick up and wash in a bowl or whatever. No, it's a Halacha like you do it every morning. Mitzilas Yadayim at 8. And we are familiar with this now, that always remember the two hands. The two hands are a representation of the most thing that Bozina Kadisha has been all easy teaching. Hasidim and the Gevorot. If you like, Vav, not Vav, Yud, meaning Abba and the Ima, Chokhmah and the Bina. Maybe, okay, we go to Halacha. Yud Vav. The reason why I wanted to continue with it is because of the flow of the idea of the Halacha. According to Kabbalah that we teach here, it's not the Kabbalah that you pick up on the street here. Like my rabbi said last week, if you wanted to know, come and suffer with us. We are not after honor, neither we are after a financial reward. That's not our intention. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has put us into this position, so he will provide. It's very inconceivable by other people that we teach Torah, and no, we teach Torah without any expectation of any financial reward. We teach Torah. But if you wanted to know things, come here. Come before us. As a matter of fact, you have to see your rabbi face to face. You see how they live, see how they talk, see how they move. All this, because moving any limb, using my mouth, I know exactly which upper world I'm using. which part of the upper world, the world that we don't see but only perceive and feel. I know exactly, and we know exactly. I may not be there. I may not very versed into all this, but I'm on my way there. So, Halakha continues. According to Kabbalah, it is beneficial to immerse oneself in a mikveh on Friday afternoon in order to receive additional Shabbat soul, which comes on Friday evening with a pure body. Again, Halakha goes further to say, it is beneficial for you and I to immerse ourselves in mikveh. Well, it's not about you going into the lake or canal and said, "Oh yes, now I got it." Okay, there is a halachical directive as to what is constitute a mikveh, because a mikveh has to do with also dimensions, and it has to have a certain quantity of water. So it's not just simply finding a lake or a mikveh. Well, yeah, the intention is good, and also that many communities, particularly I'm directing this in African communities, who wanted to discover their root and wanted to practice the Torah Torah life, but there are no rabbis, and they are also not recognized. Those who recognize and those who are not recognized, there is quite a very gap between the two. Some do not want to recognize others, and they do not want to accept others. But there is a yearning. There's outcry there. People wanted to connect to their root. They wanted to connect to what sounds a very good, a proper ideal of life. Human race, when you look at it from all different corners of the world, the majority of human race is so tired of the system that does not truly satisfy the spiritual side of a person. But you are denied. Therefore, perhaps the only alternative you see is that instead of me doing this ritual thing, what the Torah requires, let me just go to the canal, let me just go to the lake, and let me use my, water pool. Yeah, I've done my best. Yes, the intention is proper, but yeah, we hope that Ezrat Hashem, with Hashem's help, a solution will be found very soon. Probably, not probably, that's one of the reasons why he brought us into this, at this time, in this generation, at this very juncture. We talk about receiving additional souls. When you do this, it looks from this, the nuances or the nuance behind that passage is that the additional soul is a contingent, is dependent on your preparation. Without you being prepared, just mechanically, okay, it's a Shabbat, okay. No, there is a yeah. Somebody said on Shabbat, the balagan that we have got in this world is brought by, or it has been caused by a Jew who does not keep Shabbat and does not keep Shabbat properly. But somewhere, I was taught by my Rosh Yeshiva, according to Ben Shai's teaching, somewhere, behind the river, Sempation, this can only be Africa. Somewhere there, Akadosh Baruch Hu has placed some of Bnei Israel to watch whether Yehuda is keeping Shabbat properly. Somewhere. Yes. But those ones, Akadosh Baruch Hu kept on the other side of the river. Where do they connect? And how do they connect to Yehuda? If Yehuda, I said this, if Yehuda has got such a tendency of deprecating those he considers as non-Jew, as Avodah Zarah. Khalila, you haven't looked into the Torah properly. But maybe I didn't. But let's go to the text. If that raises an argument, it's written. The Tanakh is so full of these ideas. The mitzvot, accept, convert. As a matter of fact, it's not you it's not you to accept them. It's you to recognize them. You need them more than they need you. It's not what we are saying. It's written. Rabbi Pinchas gave a long shiur on this subject. And I'm going to end my shiur, on my shiur on halacha at this passage. We haven't exhausted past halacha 16. We will continue, B'ezrat Hashem, tomorrow, but let me just give a last passage of the same halacha. Without you preparing yourself physically, it's unfortunate that you did not sanctify yourself. There's much more into this things that were listed here. But they may not be the purpose of today's limud. But we will explain. B'ezrat Hashem. One should have in mind when immersing oneself as follows. The first immersion is to purify one's body from any impurity. Oh, that being said, it raises a question. How many times do I immerse myself into water? This is where the religious world, particularly Christianity, took an idea from. And they come here and we see them going to the Yam Melach. They go, what is called the salt, what it translated as the, what? The Dead Sea. Yes, thank you very much, Rabbi Akiva. The Dead Sea. And they go around to um, um, what? Jordan, Jordan River. They are going to immerse themselves there. And I remember one of my cousins. I visited the country of my birth, and my cousin texted me and said, "Please bring me some holy water from the Jordan River." I said, "Who says it's holy?" That is the beginning of Avodah Zarah. Why? Because whenever anything that is written in the Torah and it was not defined, don't define it. The Torah does not require my definition. Neither does it need your definition. The Torah has defined itself. And when it says the river Jordan, it is the river Jordan. And again, it's not considered as holy. But how could you qualify that this is holy, this is holy? So our brothers and sisters who caught up in a crossfire between their own traditions and the religious world, they forgot their Masoret. What are Masoret? Traditions. There has been a time that you were practicing what the Torah dictates, but religions have caused you to denude all your traditions, and they labeled them otherwise. That's why they look at it, when they look at the Torah, they said it's in the Old Testament. Khalila, it has never, it will never be. It will never be. So how many times do I immerse myself in a mikveh? First, you go into the water, you dug into water, but you must have a kavanah, what is called intention. What is that intention? That the first one is to purify your body from impurity. What is this impurity? What does the impurity, how does the body acquire impurity? I wanted to give the reason why I really wanted to come to this point is that coming from the country where there are a number of tribes, here I wanted specifically to point out the Vahimbas. Those are my cousins. Vahimbas kept a tradition of smear. How do I? What is that English word again?
Smearing.
Smearing, Nahon? Okay. They have got a tradition. They have kept it for centuries, if not thousands of years. They put on that their traditional cream on their bodies. And somewhere I read a research was made on them, and it was said that they are the most healthier people to the Southern Africa. But these are the people who just use this, their traditional cream. But how many of us are saying they are primitive? To the point of that we wanted to convert them either to religion or to civilization, to the urban, to the township life or city life. Where does evil impurity come from? The Torah tells us about the four corners of the world, 4 directions. These 4 directions in the Torah, the attempt is Ruchot, Ruchanit, Ruchot, nachon? Yes. Yeah, nice. Ruchot. What is this Ruchot? Wind. And it says this wind, they come with viruses. They come with all these impurities, which are actually external melodies, or the melodies that are coming from external to the body. Your pores absorb them. It is written, it's not what we are saying. Written 1,000 of years before science came into being. Or what you call science. That when you smear the cream like that of the overhimbers, protect them from the external forces being absorbed into their body. You must have that in thought when you duck first in a mikveh, the first time. The second time, to purify oneself from the result of any anger during the week. So in other words, you are required to, the second time, you must have in mind that you purify yourself, your mind, from the anger you had through the course of the week. Be careful about anger. It is so dangerous. Is the Masechet Avodah Zarah, it says a person who is so angered is an idol worshipper. The third, divest one's soul of its weak garment. The third, dagging, divest one's soul of its weekday garment. In other words, every day you have got a garment, or your soul has got a garment. What kind of a garment is this? B'ezrat Hashem, we will. It's not a difficulty to understand it. A garment is a bagad. We will come. We will, B'ezrat Hashem, because of time, we will explain the bagad kaparat, which is the anabekoach. In your siddur, you have got an anabekoach. It goes also to do with the seven kochavim that Rabbi Pinchas just taught this morning. 5 and 2. 7 planets, 7 days of the week, and the 7 kings, and many more. The fourth, he mentioned, frees the soul of wicked influences. We have got influences, so much influences. Even the action, whether the action of talking, whether the action, or not only talking, anything that you do, everything that you see, everything that you hear, remember, they influence us every minute, every second. and prepare to receive the sanctity of Shabbat. Once you purify yourself all through all this, then you sanctify yourself, or you are ready to receive the sanctity of Shabbat. And the fifth, receive the sanctity of Shabbat. Meaning, first, the fourth one is to prepare your soul to receive the sanctity of Shabbat. And the fifth one, receive the sanctity of Shabbat. I end here for today on Halacha. Just what Hashem, we will continue tomorrow on those halachot. Go to the main limud. Our main limud is a continuation of where we have left off yesterday. We know what is this a continuation? Let me just give a recap on a few things. We talk about excuse me. We were talking about the expansion of the word kuf. I mean the letter kuf. Just one letter, Hebrew letter, kuf. So you can see on my board, kuf. If you write it out, or you spell it out, it reads kuf, vav, f shofit. The gematria value is 186, which, according to Ari Kadosh, this gematria value also is the same gematria value of the word makom. What is makom? Makom is spelled mem kuf vav mem shofit. The gematria value is the same. Now Ari Kadosh is now leading us somewhere else. How? We will see. We will see where Ari Kadosh is leading us from the word makom onwards. The page is in the group. It reads as follows. The page on Ari Kadosh, Sefer HaLikutim, on top there on your right, I have marked with a yud, with a pencil, yud. It reads as follows. Take information before, oh my goodness, time is running. Ve'amar Rabbi Akiva, kuf ze HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ve'shem HaKadosh Baruch Hu ol yavok, ol yabok. Shehu begamatria gimel shimot haya, I beg your pardon, lo haya, aval. Eke havaya adanut. What does it say? Rabbi Akiva, one of the Tanaim, the teacher of Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, the one who wrote the Zohar. Can you imagine? Now, Rabbi Akiva said that the letter kuf, we remember, we talk about kuf. The letter kuf alludes to the Holy One, meaning is hinting. This letter, kuf, is hinting to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. How so? It refers to or alludes to the Holy One, blessed be He, the numerical value of the names. Of the names. What are these names? He starts with Eke. Eke, Eke, and Havaya, and Havaya, and Adanut. These are three names. These are three names, as you can see on the board. Eke. Oh my goodness, this is so deep. Eke, Havaya, and Adanut. These three names, their gematria value is what, according to Arya Kadosh, we know this one is 21, and this one is 26, and this one is 65. Is equal to what? Sorry, 26 is equal to what? This is 5. I'm so sorry. I wanted to catch up with the time. I don't want to take 21, 26, 65. Now is equal to 12, 1, 1. These two names, their gematria value, these three names, their gematria value is 112. Let's go according to the teaching of Arya Kadosh. Vechen, hu ole begamatria havaya Elokim. It is also the combined numerical value of the two names, Havaya and Elokim. What is Elokim? We know Elokim and the what? Havaya. And this first, I mean the second one. This one plus this 26, this one is 86. The gematria value plus 26 is equal to what? Exactly 112. The same gematria value. Where does he lead us? Let's go. Ve'im tikach misham Yaakov Yabok Yashar Ain Veshem Ain, pardon me, Shehem Ain Shimot Sheyesh LeHakadosh Baruch Hu. Now, allow me to erase this to make a space for new information. It's so interesting. Arya Kadosh is saying, if you take the name Yaakov, which is 182, and you take 100 and subtract 182, 112, what do we have there? 0.70, which is equal to a letter, Ayin. Because the letter Ayin, the gematria value itself is 70. What does that allude to? Ariakadosi says. It alludes to the 70 names of Akadosh Baruch Hu. 70 names of Akadosh Baruch Hu. But does God have got names? No, this refers to something else. It's not names like your name, my name. It's not. I give the last two before we kick off. Oh. V'gimel, Shimot, Hanaz, Shehem, Eke, Havaya, Adanut. Hem Romezim, Leketer, Ve'tiferet, Ve'malchut. Keep this one in mind. What is Ariya Kadosh saying? Vegimer, meaning three names. What are those names that I have just the one that I have just erased now, or a while ago? No, a minute ago. What are those names? Eke, Havaya, Adanut. What are they really referring to? According to Akadosh Baruch, Ariya Kadosh, he says, he refers to the kettle, and the what? Tiferet, and the what? Malchut. You know for sure, and for now you are familiar and accustomed to hear this. The Sefirat, we are learning not to pronounce them as they are being pronounced everywhere. It's not what we are saying. It's what is taught by the master of the sword. 3 divisions, right and the left, and then the middle axis. The Sefirot are organized according to Ariya Kadosh. They are organized into 3 lines. What are those lines? The right one, the middle one, and the left one. So when it says Eke and the Havaya and the Malchut, it refers to the middle one. What is that middle one? It refers to Ketel here, and it refers to Tiferet here, and it refers to Malchut here. Middle axis. Having that in mind, let me erase this one to enable me have a space to give 2 more information, and we call it off for today. Vea Tiferet, Sharomez Leakov. Tiferet. What are these Tiferet? We are talking about Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferet, Netach, Hod, Yesod, and Malchut here. See there? When it says Tiferet, meaning the name applied here at Tiferet, according to what I'm seeing here, is Havaya. Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey. Refers to here. How so? Tiferet is referred to Yaakov. Yaakov, the father of the 12 tribes. Last but not least, time. Hukav Hamza Bericha Hatikon Mibricha min Hakotze El Hakotze. What is he saying here? What is this English word? Synthesis. Oh, bringing it together. Okay, never mind. Shalom, shalom, Rabbi. How are you doing? Welcome. It is this Tiferet is between two extremes. Between extreme called Chesed and the Gevurah. Gevurah is a Gevurah. Hey, I forgot the English word though. Gevurah. Vigorous. No.
Rigor. Severity, rigorous. Rigor.
Rega, yeah, Rega. Rega. Gevurah. Okay. Anything that is so that is so hard. If you are hard on yourself, if you are hard on somebody else, you are rooted here. And all our mothers, all our justice systems, all laws, they are all rooted into this Sefirot. It does not mean it's bad, Khalila. But if your midot is that of compassion and kindness to others, you are rooted here. Does not also mean it's good. No, because both two extremes have to be balanced. How are they being balanced? They are being balanced in what is called Tiferet. Tiferet. Oh, I made a mistake here. Tiferet. In fact, this is, oh no. Oh my goodness, time. Never mind. Time to drop some time when I continue with this theme of discussion. So Tiferet is a middle axis. That middle axis is where the two extremes, right and left, meet. I remember there is halakha carried by Rambam. He says, what is really what is a better path to follow in this journey? What is the better path that a man or men must follow, must pursue, must impact on in his lifetime? Is the middle axis. Do not go to extreme to the right or to the left, because men, even when we perceive realities, what we call reality, everything that we see, everything that probably you feel, becomes problematic if it is not tempered by the opposite. Becomes problematic. I wanted to end here for today. Much more to say, but based on Hashem, maybe I will include it in other remote. On the page that I have sent you, in the group, you will find a page of the Midrash Rabbah Bamidbar. It speaks about 70. How the Chazal were deliberating on what is meant by 70. Rabbi Pinchas went even further, not further than them, but further than I could have gone. Looking into Arya Kadosh's books that he taught you from this morning, speaks about 70. How Yaakov descended by the instruction of his son, Joseph, that his father and his family, meaning the siblings of Joseph, and his wives, and their wives, and Joseph is, Yaakov's wives, other than Rachel, had to descend into Mitzrayim. In other words, they have to descend into the womb. Mitzrayim became the mother. 70 is not the way you see it. It's not the way, as we saw, that word, the letter represented by 70, according to Arya Kadosh, it refers to Akadosh Baruch Hu. Even the word, the abbreviation, Hakadosh Baruch Hu, how is it being spelled? Just the abbreviation. It's Hey, Kuf, and Mazi. Let me get it correctly. Kuf, Bet, and Hey. What would be the gematria value of this abbreviation or acronym? It's exactly 112. So the letter Ayin refers to Akadosh Baruch Hu, and it refers to 70 nefesh of the house of Yaakov descending in order to be born. Make peace, as my rabbi has said. Make peace with us, the convert. Those who are already converted, and those who are still on the way to convert. Recognize the communities that wanted to connect it to their Torah. It's not about your prejudices. It's not about you being biased or biasness. It's not about your feeling. Leave out to put aside all those. Because it says Yaakov lived in the land of Mitzrayim, meaning Ham, 17 years, which we can translate as Tov. Only there is not what I'm saying. The Torah decreed Tov there. Unless you have got a convert, you are not complete. Thank you very much, Tzadikim, Tzadakot, for having given me a space to share with you. Be'ezrat Hashem, we will continue tomorrow. On the same theme,